So the night shift just took over. Yep, it's me. I'm the night shift. What's going on, Robert?
Planting corn on a Sunday afternoon.
On a Sunday. We finally got in some smooth ground. We got the old Climate Field View at work here. We're putting out 29.6 thousand population, planting 11.5 acres an hour. And there's our starter fertilizer right. Dang, Robert, trying to... What are you doing, man? Come on. It looks like the thing's on fire. Okay, I didn't know we was gonna have all that drama this morning. I don't know what Robert was doing. Well, good morning. Welcome to day 3/4 of planting. We ran yesterday. Yesterday was Sunday. It was a kind of an abbreviated day yesterday. We ran a little while. We didn't run a long time. We started about 8 o'clock yesterday morning and ran till 4. And we quit to cook fish for Daddy's birthday. Monday morning. It is April this something. I'm in this field in front of the shop. I'm trying to do all over this flat ground, and Dylan did dirt work earlier. If you haven't seen that video, check it out. But I'm gonna try to smooth it up. He is over at another farm finishing up, and he should be here plant this within an hour or so. But we're fixing to get to it. Well, it's on to the next one. We're moving back. We come out here on the east side of Dyer, and we went to Trenton and planted a little bit. We're headed back to the shop now. There's a 50-acre field
pretty nice field in front of the shop. We're fixing to plant it. We should be done planting all the patches now. We should be into the good running, so I'm hoping we're gonna knock some acres out. We'll be caught up to the wet ground, the bottom ground. If things will, I ain't making no promises, but if things will work out, we may plant a few April beans end of the week. We'll just have to see. That old bridge is a rough crossing. Gotta suck up a little go-go juice. So I just got finished vacuuming the planter out. We're fixing to swap to some LG 62C35. I could have just dumped this in on top, but there was quite a bit left in the planter. That little dab right there, although it don't look like much on corn, will go a long ways. So right now, fixing to load this LG corn up. The reason I cleaned the planter out was we are really trying to focus on getting the right hybrid on the right acre this year. And like I said, that would plant quite a bit, so we don't want that messing up things. So we're going to plant about 30 acres. There's about 30 acres of hills on this farm in front of the shop. We're going to plant them 30 acres in LG. And then when we fall off in the bottom, we are going to switch to cropland 5678. It will also be our refuge corn. And the 5678 is a little higher yielder on the goes on to better ground. So there's where we're at right there. I'm gonna figure up how much the seed I need and dump it in. You know, I remember when I first started, I thought I'd really done something if I was able to put a bag to a hopper in there. And now, you know, we put at least a bag normally when we fill up, sometimes two. If I wasn't so particular about where my hybrids went, I could fill this planter plumb full and go. But it's amazing to think how far we've come. When I first started, you know, I'd have 15, 20 acres of corn, and I wouldn't get to put but a handful in each hopper.
We're not really scratching or plowing deep. We're more or less just scratching this. As you can see, this old green sour muck dirt is breaking the top open so it'll dry. We're barely scratching it. Bunch of crap, and we wish we had a turbo kill, but that son of a gun does a pretty job. That ought to be super nice to plant into. It's good for airing out ground. Turbo kill's too heavy, but it sure would be nice to have one. If it wasn't for copyright laws, I'd sing to you. I'm having to sing to myself because our radio is busted. That was one of those things we were supposed to fix this winter, but we never did. Winter got away from us, and we had some projects take longer than they were supposed to, but maybe this summer we can put a radio in here and I won't have to sing to myself.
What have we got going on here? Well, apparently instead of breaking the bolt, it just ripped out the piece. But it shouldn't be too hard. It'll run without it. We don't like a whole lot.
So if you'll take a look up here to your left, this is the field that we drilled cover crops in last fall. And as you can tell, I did not get it all killed. I wish I'd let them grow a little longer. This was some of the first burn down we sprayed. This was one of the fields we sprayed that the day that the sprayer tore up. But what happened was I did not let my booms charge up long enough, and so there was still liquid nitrogen in the booms. So that little strip through there got fertilizer instead of Roundup. So I guess we'll have a good little experiment of cover crop versus no cover crop. Planting green versus not planting green. I sprayed that 2 days ago with Roundup and dicamba. The last burn down I have sprayed is really working slow. These cooler temperatures are really slowing the burn down. So I'm gonna plant on a little more, and then I'll show y'all the good running. We're off in the good running today. That's a good sign. I always like to see that. Earthworm. Y'all ride up the side of Mount Sims with me. It's on my ground. give you some stability. Keeps you from rocking so much. So this is nice. I finally got in a field with some long rows. Every pass I'm knocking an acre out. If I had a bigger planter, may get more than that in a pass, but tell you what, it's been a long time since I planted any ground in this good a condition at plant. The past few springs have been a challenge to get the corn in. It's been real wet the past couple years, so it's just super nice to be doing that. Crossing the ditch here. Some of the ditches I worked on. Probably should have dropped down a gear. Tell you what, I like the job that we run the turbo till over this and sowed some cover crop on it last fall. And I like the job that turbo till did. I think I gained about 1/10 or 2/10 of a mile an hour over what I can typically run in this field. And I know that don't sound like much, but 1/10 of a mile an hour to 2/10 can make a big difference at the end of the day on how much you get done. I feel like it smoothed the ground up. I like how it sized the residue. I like how it threw some dirt on top of the residue so that it didn't float off. I think they're a good tool if they're used the way they was meant to be used. You know, when they come out, the big thing was vertical tillage. You know, everything was up and down. You wasn't moving no soil sideways. Well, just when you think you're gonna have a big day, that's when she always flies apart on you. Well, it ain't plumb down, but come on. Got a closing wheel burn down. I'm pulling the snap ring out of it. We gotta dry the burns down, then you cheap, sorry piece of snap ring pliers. Yeah, but we got a burn down there, and then we got a blown hydraulic line on my hydraulic drive. So get a socket, knock these little burns out. My favorite thing in the world to do, beat on stuff. Surprised they came out that easy. So I just got an alarm that row 1 is below the limit I have set for it. And that limit I've got it set where if it drops down below 20,000 seeds per acre, it's supposed to give me an alarm. So that means we have about planted all of the variety that we are going to put on this farm. As you see, it drops down into a flat, and we are going to change to a different variety. But Look like somebody didn't split the bag evenly is the problem. Go up here and change hybrids. Alright, we're done with you, little feller. Tap to select hybrids. We need just plain old 5678. I couldn't find it just in the refuge on the Climate, so I just put VT2P. My other 5678 is Smart Stacks. So I mean, I'll know the difference. But all right, 31.3 acres. There's about 51 acres. 20 more acres to go, and it's getting dark on me, and you probably can't see a darn thing. And I'll see more if I take these sunglasses off. But all right, let's get after it. So I'm in some pretty good running right now. This is flat ground, wet nature ground. And I had Robert take the do-all and work it up. We no-tilled the hill up there, and I had him work the flat up. And let me say something, it has been a long time since I have planted this. Well, let me rephrase that. I have never planted this farm with it this dry. We're getting ready to start cranking the population up. We're getting down here in the good ground. So right we're doing over here on the green and yellow is my population. But the orange, I'm doing replicated trials on this starter fertilizer. I left I've been leaving rounds out every so many feet across the field, and you know, we're spending all this money on starter fertilizer and taking the time to put it out and use it. I want to know for certain if it is making me money. Here's another thing y'all can take a look at. I'll show y'all the whole. Orange is the hill. The blue area I'm planting on here is the flat area of the field, and this is also my refuge corn. I changed varieties. This is LG 62 C35. This is Cropland 5678. The LG is better suited for the hills. The 5678 better suited for the low ground. So as far as the Climate, I am loving this feature. I can't wait to get in the combine this fall shelling the corn and be able to look at the hybrids as I'm shelling the corn. I can't wait to see that. Super excited about it. What she looks like. Yep. Time to shut her down. We'll turn out the lights.